Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack. So today we had an Overwatch 2 developer live stream with, of course, Zoe, John, Aaron Keller, and Jeff Goodman. Kind of the figureheads of Overwatch 2, the big dogs that are making a sequel to the game. And what was held in the live stream might disappoint a lot of people because they didn't really show anything. They didn't show any gameplay, they didn't show any hero reworks, they didn't even talk about skins. But what the point of the live stream was to communicate with us. That was the goal, and they definitely achieved that, while sprinkling in a couple of things here and there that people just had to pay attention to when they talked. One of the things being that the Overwatch 2 beta will be officially released on April 26th. When's the date?
April 26th. That's our plan.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
And I'm hopefully assuming that will be held in the year 2022. But on April 26th, you will be able to play the Overwatch 2 beta, assuming that you're on PC.
We do want to include console players at a future point in our beta testing program, and we're working toward doing that.
There you have it, console players. You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, Zoe. Now, I already made a video explaining and kind of breaking the news to a lot of console players about this, so if you're just hearing this for the first time, sorry. Now, that's not to say that Overwatch 2 will be exclusively on PC, because I know a lot of people will twist the words around and say that. No, the first iteration of the Overwatch 2 beta will only be on PC. Eventually, console players will get access to an Overwatch 2 beta, just not on April 26th. And while that sucks for console players, once you understand the reason, you can kind of like see why they have it exclusive to PC. And it's because the point of the Overwatch 2 beta is to constantly be updating it almost every single day if possible, because the point of a beta is to change bugs, change heroes, rework things that require just constant updates. And when it comes to console, whenever they're pushing out updates, it can take weeks and even sometimes months to get it approved by Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. So if there's a game-breaking bug that makes Doomfist invincible, that Doomfist bug will be on console for weeks, and people will get so turned off by Overwatch 2. And it's all because, well, they pre-released a game that didn't get all the bugs tested out. They want to confidently release it onto console without any game-breaking bugs or glitches to make the community pissed off. Again, that's not to say that console players won't get access to a beta eventually, we just don't know when. We only know April 26th is when PC players will be able to play the Overwatch 2 beta. And what's going to be in this beta? Well, of course, they've already kind of mentioned the new 5v5 format, the new hero Sojourn, and even new hero reworks that involve Doomfist and Orisa, which they kind of touched on in the live stream. So beforehand, we saw a leak on the official Overwatch League page that Doomfist might be a tank, and they've confirmed that, yeah, Doomfist is going to be reworked into a tank. They didn't show any gameplay, however, they did mention a few abilities, like how they're giving him a Winston jump. So the mobility aspect about Doomfist is still going to be there while still making him feel like Doomfist. No longer will he be the CC machine that he once was. One, because that's the mindset going into Overwatch 2, is that we're trying to eliminate all CC, and a hero like Doomfist, he's built all around CC. So to only give him mobility while still making him feel like a tank, I imagine they're just going to be removing a lot of the annoying aspects, like him gliding on rooftops and having diagonal punches, you know, things like that, but while still being a protector, but also kind of like a peeler in a sense, kind of like Winston, like I mentioned before. And in that same segment of making Doomfist into a tank, they talked about their goal of trying to move as many heroes in the tank category. And that makes sense because, well, there's definitely a lack of tank heroes and also support heroes, but I do feel like it's a lot easier to rework a DPS hero into a tank. I mean, it's not the easiest job, but all you really gotta do is increase their health pool and remove a lot of the DPS aspects and have team protecting aspects. And I want to know what DPS hero you guys think they should try to rework into a tank. I mean, a lot of people would suggest Mei because, well, we already saw Mei as a tank in one of the experimental updates, but also because Mei isn't the most DPS-centric hero. I mean, she can get kills, but mainly in just 1v1 scenarios. She's not like Genji or like Soldier or Ashe that's just constantly putting out DPS. Moving her into a tank wouldn't be the biggest challenge to overcome, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do come to the conclusion by the time the beta comes out that she would be the next DPS hero turned into a tank. And the other hero rework that they talked about was Orisa. They didn't talk too much about the nitty-gritty and also the thought process behind it, but mainly just mentioned mentioned that she now has a javelin ability. So I feel like they're trying to, and this just goes for a lot of tanks, is that they're trying to have a lot of off-tank abilities combined with main tank abilities. And right now, Orisa is technically a main tank, kind of like, it's so hard because it's not like she creates space, but just creates a safe haven for a lot of the characters, which is also kind of bad because that makes her a prime target, and she also isn't the best off tank because she doesn't have a lot of DPS output. So a javelin, I imagine, is going to do a lot of DPS output because it's a freaking spear that is coming out of Orisa. We're just going to have to see how Orisa feels in the Overwatch 2 beta, but we see that with a lot of tanks right now, making either off tanks feel like main tanks and making main tanks feel a little bit more safer because they are a prime candidate, being that they're the only tank on the field and at the front lines. I mean, they even described in the live stream that it feels like a ping pong match with the main tanks just kind of going back and forth with all the damage coming their way. And overall, those were kind of the main important things that they talked about in the live stream. Again, they didn't showcase any gameplay. It was just really a bunch of talking, but that's what communication is. Like, I feel like a lot of the younger audiences in the Overwatch community doesn't understand that, hey, when you're in a relationship or in a business meeting or in a developer live stream, you can't always get visual stimulations and gameplay. It's a lot of just talking and planning, and that's just what communication is at the end of the day. So a lot of people will be upset and disappointed, but I'd rather have that than 2 years of radio silence and 2 parts in the year have a bunch of gameplay and showcases of what they were working on. I mean, I've been on record before saying I'd rather them talk about their plans than for them to not talk to us at all. And they literally did that. So I got what I wanted. You might not have gotten what you wanted, but I mean, you also wanted them to communicate with us too. Don't forget that. You might want gameplay, but that'll come eventually. And when will that come? On April 26th. Assuming that you're on PC. And even in the live stream, they mentioned how they haven't been communicating with us. So they touched a lot about the issues that we've had as a community, all thanks to not just me, but the community as a whole. Everyone's been up in arms about the Overwatch team not talking to us, and so they did that. They mentioned that they haven't been talking to us, they talked to us, and in the future that they plan to make more stuff like that. So I imagine we're gonna get another developer update or live stream come April 26th, more closer to the beta, to remind people, hey, sign up for the beta and things like that. They didn't really talk about how you got access to the beta other than just it being on PC. They didn't talk about if it was going to be randomly selected, if it was going to be open to everybody. My guess, and this is not me giving you insider information, it's just me guessing, is that it will be open to everybody in the public because I think that's how it was beforehand in the Overwatch 1 beta, but then again, it also was open to console players, but that was before Overwatch was even a thing. Just in the meantime, make sure you sign up for the beta, even if you're on console. Just, it doesn't hurt to sign up for the beta. Make sure you're in it, and hopefully it'll be open to everybody when it does come out on April 26th. Again, April 26th. That was the big major thing that they released to us, and you know, hey, that's something. And communication, which is always welcome. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about Doomfist becoming a tank, because I think that was the biggest thing that is open to discussion. What heroes should be made into a tank, if Doomfist should even fit the tank category. We're just gonna see how that works out. But until April 26th, I will see you guys later. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch and Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.